Sound production.
Good evening, War Band. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy, Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 193 of Yeetus' Thoughts. Today, I did set the time to 11 p.m. because I am very exhausted today. But I did agree to do it at 6:30. And I shouldn't be the one to change at the last minute. I agree. So we're going to be doing this, and we're going to be going into detail. Hopefully I don't get banned. Hopefully. That's a big hope today. Because right now we definitely need to address the most powerful entity that we have in the world today. And that is the media. The media is no joke, gentlemen. It is no joke. I believe, in my opinion, that the media is more powerful than nukes, more powerful than aircraft, warships, assault weapons, etc. The media has the power to influence so many things in many people's lives. And for the last, God knows how long, 100, a little over 100 years. The media has the power to influence generations, to make bad people look good and good people look bad. But we will go into detail very soon. And before I begin, let me address this super chat right quick. Hermit RP4 $2 donation. Thank you very much, man. He says, "What do you think Maxer is in jail for?" Shit, probably all that fucking predatory shit he was saying on his live streams. That's all I can say. Undead Chronic. People who change their stream times at the last minute suck. Hey, it is what it is, but that's life. You know what I'm saying? Things get in your way, and you're going to have to change times or don't do it at all. You know. But I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get this shit done. Too easy. Do. Okay, we all good. And before we begin, if you want to support your boy Sir Yeetus, there's the link on top of the chat. Cash App / Sir Yeetus, best way to donate because the money goes directly to me. But you can also do super chat or super thanks. Any type of donation is appreciated. But if you cannot donate, it's all good. All right, let me invite the one, the only, Great Ghost. What's going on, Great Ghost?
Good evening. Well, it's going to be a good one tonight. There's a lot of neat news about this that's come out in the past 24 hours as well.
Wait, did you say good news?
Well, there's a lot of interesting news at least. Like a whole bunch of the whole Elon buying Twitter shit.
Oh, that shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, we could definitely talk about that. I think I heard something today as well. On Dick Ronick, he says, I definitely will never change my start to. Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna change it whenever I please. Fuck that. This isn't my 9 to 5 job. YouTube is not my full-time job. So if I'm gonna change it, I'm gonna change it. But today, I did say I was gonna do it at a certain time, so I'm gonna do it. There's a little convincing that needs to be done, you know. I don't want to be too much of a fucking asshole. Hammerhand, what is going on? What's going on? Everybody's here today. Goddamn. Immediately. Already 45 viewers. You already know it's going to be great. Great news. But we will begin with the Twitter news, actually. What do you want to say about that, Gray?
Well, there's been some talk. Well, first of all, now apparently to be a blue check mark on Twitter, you have to pay. And so we got the same people who are spending $8 for a cup of coffee claiming that it's unreasonable and they're being denied their free speech by having to pay $8 to keep their blue check mark.
Honestly, do you believe that's a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a blue check mark, man. Like, would you pay $8 to wear a dunce cap?
Well, no, like I wouldn't. But you know,
When you
social
see
media is very serious.
when you see a blue check mark on Twitter, do you think, I'm sure that's an intelligent, reasonable person who I should absolutely value the opinion of?
Hey, social media is very serious to certain people.
But that's the thing. These same people are probably blowing $80 a week on overpriced coffee.
That is true, or avocado toast and all that weird shit.
Yeah, like
Is it gluten free?
actually, no. This is what got me. So, getting a burger from A&W yesterday, I was asked if I wanted to pay $1.50 to make it a Beyond Meat patty.
What?
They want me to pay more to make it a Beyond Meat patty.
They ask you that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're trying to feed you that bug burger.
They're trying to make me pay more to eat freaking soy that's going to make me grow tits.
Soy and crickets and mashed up like larva. Like, ugh.
Okay, like honestly, I don't know what's worse because like if you're eating the bugs, chitin's really bad for you and you can't cook that out of food and I think I think it's cancer causing. So it's either like what do I want more? Do I want cancer or do I want tits?
Why not both?
I mean, I'm sure that the bug burger is going to be an option, and they'll charge you an extra $2.50 a patty.
Oh, it's crazy how I forgot which country it was started to feed children with bug options like bug meals. I know it's not the U.S. It's a European country. I'm gonna have to look it up again. But yeah, they're starting to feed children bugs. I'll be damned.
Hey, you know what? It's not my children. I mean, if fucking people overseas want to give their children cancer by the time they hit 12, okay, not my concern.
Shit, they don't give a damn pumping hormones into children these days.
They don't give a shit about pumping kids full of all kinds of crap. Like,
It's insane. But
they're,
when it comes to Elon Musk and paying for Twitter, I say yeah. I say do it.
absolutely.
Oh, what's up?
No, that's the thing. Absolutely. Like, charge these blue check marks. Like, how else is Twitter supposed to be profitable? Like selling, like what is it? It's like, well, we can either sell your data or charge you a subscription fee.
Definitely subscription fee. Yeah, it's a. I do agree. You know, how else are these giant social media companies are making money, right? You're not just having a profile just to have a profile. You think your information ain't being sold? Come on, gentlemen.
Like, I mean, the rewards on Reddit are freaking stupid because you're paying real money to give people digital badges on their posts. But at the very least, it goes towards financing Reddit. It keeps the servers on and the coders employed and all that sort of jazz.
I definitely see what you're saying with that, and I think that shouldn't be the case. But hey, they gotta make money somehow, you know. And this, in my opinion, the safest bet is to pay. What was it, like $8 now? I think before it was going to be 20 something bucks.
Well, that's the thing. That's it. That's another example of the media. They were saying that it was 20 earlier, but that wasn't Twitter saying it. That was the media saying it about Twitter. Because the media hates Twitter right now. They hate Twitter and they hate Elon Musk.
That is true. Like, they thought that the deal wouldn't go through. They thought that, you know, it wasn't going to buy Twitter, but here we are.
Heck, there was even talk at one point that Biden was going to block the purchase.
I'm like, I don't think that's legal. I don't think he can stop the purchase.
Well, that's the thing. If they're going to, then they have to admit that there is a political incentive to control who owns Twitter.
Well, speaking of political incentive to control social media, it's been known recently, at least by Twitter, that hey, the three-letter agencies has been working overtime with social media to censor people, especially when it comes to the elections and stuff.
Yeah, DHS, I believe.
Like Mark Zuck the cook, he admitted it on Joe Rogan's podcast that he met up with the FBI. Yes, gentlemen. He met with the FBI saying, "Hey, you need to censor this certain group from uh their political opinion shouldn't be going out there like that." Right? I'm talking about the conservatives. They shadow banned the conservatives on Facebook.
Yeah, it's another one of those things where the difference between conspiracy theory and news story is 6 months.
Oh, you mean that mainstream hasn't caught up yet, pretty much? Or
Well, more so like mainstream isn't admitting the truth. It's not that these people don't know. It's just
that's
that they're
true.
told not to say it.
That's true. But uh Zuck the cook didn't get the memo. I literally just admitted it out of nowhere. I think it was like last year or 2 years ago. Let me know
That's the
when, but
thing. Like I'm sure that it's not about not getting the memo. Like, these are the most powerful people on the planet right now being manipulated by government agencies who probably have an entire staff just dedicated to monitoring Facebook. There is no way that he just accidentally let shit slip on the Joe Rogan podcast.
he probably felt comfortable enough to put it out there then.
That's the thing, but I don't think it's a matter if he was felt comfortable. I think straight up the FBI told him, "Yeah, you can tell him. This is what you tell them." Because what's come of it? Absolutely fucking nothing.
That is true. I completely agree with that. And that is, in my opinion, beyond concerning, gentlemen, because in my opinion, that is a complete violation of the First Amendment. Complete violation. That should concern you like a motherfucker. That they are collaborating, like the government agencies and social media platforms, they're collaborating with each other to silence a certain group or or a certain person, so they're not able to speak their minds.
But here's my question though, like because I I didn't catch this in my news cycles, but I'm willing to bet that it wasn't too long a difference in that time that the conflict out east started.
Which conflict?
Uh, Russia Ukraine.
Oh, that shit. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's the thing. Like the timing for these is not accidental. There's always like every time some kind of news story like this comes out where they let slip the truth, there's always some other sort of controversy that happens at the same time to distract people so it doesn't become headline news.
Oh, like the Nancy Pelosi situation that makes no goddamn sense.
Yes. Yes.
Makes
Yes.
no sense
Oh,
whatsoever.
oh no, it's making a lot of
Oh, it
it
makes
doesn't
sense to people like us. Yeah. Oh, it makes perfect sense.
yeah, no, like you understand it from that, but God, it's like how much of this you really got to ask how much of this incident was planned and how much of it is just a royal clusterfuck because the dudes like they're trying again like this is you got to wonder, are they incompetent in this extent because they're trying to say that this dude who apparently attacked, well, apparently did B&E on Nancy Pelosi's husband, is a fucking hippie living in a commune with pride flags and BLM flags out front.
What's it called? What party does he affiliate with? The Green Party, something like that. I think it's the Green Party. Um, but how is a window gets broken in from the inside?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Because
then suddenly there's a third guy in there as well. And
wait, there's
seriously,
another
like,
dude.
oh yeah, there was a third dude.
Oh shit, they didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like more details come out. It was like, well, it's just this naked dude attack Nancy Pelosi's husband. Well, actually, there was a call from inside the house saying my friend is having an episode. Yeah. Because when someone breaks into your house, you call the cops and say that your friend's having an episode.
That what? What? Okay, I didn't know about that either.
Dude,
What the fuck?
there was a fucking drug fueled sausage party going on in there.
Awesome
You
Epstein's
do not get
Island crazy shit.
you do not get fucking three dudes in their underwear. Like they, honestly, probably doing drugs together, and dude starts freaking out trying to break out of the house. Who knows? Maybe his life was actually in danger after all. Like some random hippie dude in the commune. For all you know, you're like one day you're banging Nancy Pelosi's husband. The next day you're buried in a shallow grave next to Hillary Clinton's emails.
See, all right, that was a good one, but um, it makes no sense in the first place when the third most powerful person in the country's its neighborhood, let alone house, was able to be invaded. That makes no sense at all. How the fuck can a random person get that up close?
It's a
Like,
gated ass community. How the heck would okay? Not just a random person. This is a dude in his underwear. I dare you to try to get into a gated community wandering around in your underwear. I'm pretty sure you won't even make it past the front gate before you're tackled to the ground.
Yep, let alone the third most powerful person in the country, according to position, right? If the president and the vice president somehow pass away or whatever. No, none of the story. The story does no. I'm not buying that shit whatsoever. I can't. I can't. So many so many plot holes. It makes it no.
But that's
Come
the
on,
thing. But
gentlemen. Let's keep it real.
the people who they're really reaching with this though are the people who just turn on the television at 6 o'clock, and then they parrot whatever the heck the television told them.
Yep. And that's another thing I want to speak on when it comes to people just worshiping the media as, God at this point. They don't bother to do research. They never bother to have their own opinion on the situation. They just do as they're told on whatever the phone or the TV tells them.
Well, that's the thing. Like you put in this is it's incredibly frustrating in Canada because there's apparently some law that might have existed once saying that you can't lie on certain broadcast networks like the radio or whatever. So you hear someone say that, and then you listen on the radio, and you're like, they're lying to you. Right here, right now, they just said something that is factually not true. Like, well, but the laws. Like, these people just cannot comprehend, or they refuse to comprehend, that these sources that they trust, that they unquestioningly listen to, are lying to them. It's like trying to tell a 3-year-old that Santa Claus isn't real.
I agree. And on top of that, with certain people, right? I'm gonna name them: Kanye West, Andrew Tate, etc. Right? We got countless young men and women, left and right, from across the country and around the world. They hate these guys with a passion. They hate Kanye West. They hate Andrew Tate. They just hate him, like all this rage, right? Like, fuck him, yeah, misogyny. But as soon as you like, okay, give me examples of this misogyny or this bigotry or whatever you want to say. Give me examples on why you hate them. I don't know. I can't think right now. Okay, so you literally are bowing down to your social media masters or big media masters, saying, "Yes, yes, I will hate these people. Yes, I never known them, and I never bothered to do my own research." But what do you have to say about that?
Honestly, it reminds me of 1984, where there's that, 2 minutes of hate or whatever, where you gather everyone in the auditorium, put the dude's face up on screen, like the supposed leader of the rebellion, and everyone just screams out their hatred for him for 2 minutes, and it's like a daily thing.
Right.
That's
I'm like,
basically what the television has become. Is like, this is who you hate. We are going to yell at them and call them bad names on TV, and you're going to talk about how they're bad people around the dinner table with your family and friends.
which is beyond annoying because I definitely dealt with this with my own friends and family when it comes to their opinions per se. Because in my opinion, okay, you can have your own opinion, but it has to be a valid one. It has to be a valid opinion. What I mean by valid opinion, you got to have something that will back up your claims. Yes, I do believe that your opinion can be fucking trash and can be dismissed if you cannot back it up.
And that's been the real problem with all this stuff. And this goes to all sorts of political discussions, period, right, left, whatever. You need to be able to back up and rationalize what you say. Like, there's. Fuck, I'm going to pull a light novel reference here. So, to those of you who don't like isekai, just turn up the music in your heads for a little bit. But in Overlord, there's this one paladin character who just completely hates the undead. And the main character is helping the country fight off a demon invasion. And this paladin is just screaming like, "But he's undead. He hates the living. They'd never help us. This has got to be some bullshit. Like, why aren't you all saying this?" And it's like, yeah, but he does this, and he does this, and he does this, and he does this. And he's helping us. He's saving us. He's putting his life on the line for us. Now, and then at one point, the paladin goes like, "But what if he's working with the demons and it's all a ruse?" And that is actually the truth. That it is all a ruse in order to take over the country. So the paladin is correct in this. But the only rationale they have is, well, he's undead.
That is
So no one takes him seriously.
Yeah, that's a very good comparison to what we have today. Right?
Like, that's the thing. Like, you can be correct in what you're saying, that a certain thing is wrong, but if you don't have a rational reason for it, you're just parroting an opinion that you heard someone else say without understanding the underlying reasons for it, then you could be correct and still be seen as an idiot.
Because you need to have some type of reasoning behind. Like, you can't just say, "Oh, I don't like this person because, they're from Italy." Okay, why? I don't know. He's just from Italy.
Like,
Like
I'll
what?
actually put this out. Like, this was me a couple of years back arguing with my dad. Because he's very much against gay marriage, right? And so I was like, okay, why? Why shouldn't gay people allowed to get married? And he said, well, that's because marriage is all about the raising of the child. And I was like, then then you shouldn't allow infertile women to get married.
That's a good argument.
He had nothing to say to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
He's like, well, damn. Oh man, it's pretty hilarious that at this point, right, we have to break it down Barney style to grade school uh knowledge or analogies to make people understand, and it's downright concerning too on how easy it is for people to get brainwashed. It is so easy for people to just say the most outlandish shit because social media wanted them to think that way. It's like, for example, like, I'm sure you guys saw my previous videos. This one girl called this obese woman a 10, but a obese man a negative 10. But she says that being obese is attractive. So let's put it all together. She says being obese is attractive, yet she rated this obese man a negative 10 and this obese woman 10 out of 10. And she
And
had
that's
no argument after that.
and that's the thing. It's when they're caught in the double standards because with Dalek 2150, I see your dad's point. Like, yes, I don't think that he's necessarily wrong. That institution of marriage like could be denied to same sex couples on the basis of they can't reproduce. But if that's the case, then you have to keep the standard consistent. If he'd gone at that moment, you know what? Yes, you're right. They shouldn't be giving marriage to infertile women. I would have had more respect for him on that because it would have been consistency of standards. But that's the thing, the inconsistency.
I agree. Like, I can have a more rational conversation with a person that actually backs up what they, you know, believe in per se. Like, oh, this is why I think about this, and that because of this, and that. I'm like, okay, we can go from there. But it's such a waste of time and a dead ass conversation. Like, it's a horrible waste of time when there's a person that just has all these claims and accusations, but not once they're able to rationalize their claims, and they can't do it. There's like, well, I saw it on YouTube that this person is this, and that. So I'm gonna call this person this, and that. Okay, give me a fucking reason why you think this person is a certain way. Oh, I don't have a reason. He's just a misogynist. Oh, he just he hates women. Did any woman come forward and say that this person is horrible? No, not really. Okay, so why are you calling him a woman hater? Oh, shut up. Okay, I don't know why you're sticking up for this person. You're probably a misogynist too. I'm like, oh my god, oh my fucking god, gentlemen, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time to even argue with these NPCs. Yes, NPCs are becoming a gigantic problem in society today. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Well, here's the thing. It is. I had a moment around like 2008. I've probably mentioned this story a couple times where I got into a multi-day argument in a forum with an AIDS denialist. 3 days going to sources and doing research back and forth. But here's the thing. I was under no illusions that I was going to change this person's mind. But the idea at that point became, look, I can't change this person's mind. There's going to be a whole bunch of people who are undecided on this, looking at this. That is who I'm really speaking to here. The person I'm opposing is nothing more than a foil. It's like when you see one of those like creationist debates, like some hardcore Bible thumper biblical literalist versus Richard Dawkins. The point is not to get either one of these people to change their position. It's all a performance for the audience.
That is true because at the end of the day, uh, besides you and the other person, the audience, they're the judges per se on who's speaking the most sense or not. So I definitely see what you're saying. That's why uh being good at debating, even when you're completely fucking wrong, is important.
Well, I think it was the movie Thank You for Smoking. If you learn how to argue right, you're never wrong.
Agreed. That's why I don't like having arguments with a good friend of mine that's a lawyer. Because
Yeah,
somehow, some
that.
fucking way, I'm still wrong. I don't know why. It just like what the fuck? Like hold on. I was right. Why no? Why am I wrong? What is this sorcery? Lawyers are just too good. Lawyers are way too good at he told me like they they literally teach lawyers how to, articulate arguments.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's why a bunch of people don't like arguing with me IRL. Like, I've been openly compared to a bulldog and a cop in my arguments. And I've had I my family has some feet in the legal field, so I don't know how much of it I've picked up. Like I don't know how well I'd be able to argue against a practicing lawyer who actively deals with the courtroom. But I know that I can hold my own against people who have been to law school.
Oh, agreed. Regular people, they have no chance against me unless they actually have valid points, which is rare these days. But like a full blown lawyer, you have in my opinion, a 1-2% chance because the way they orchestrate arguments, it's pretty good, and some of them are masters at that shit. Like they will literally convince you that the sky is purple. That's how crazy that shit gets.
I'd honestly be curious to get into an argument with one just to see what would happen on the inside.
Knowing you, the argument will last for a long time, hours. Like you guys will argue, take a break, and then go back at it.
That's the
I
thing.
can
It's
definitely see
like
that.
it's like being it's like when you well, combat training and then you find out that someone is a master of this particular discipline of combat. You don't even necessarily want to win. You just want to experience it and understand how they do what they do firsthand.
And how you say when it comes to the lawyers, this is why you need lawyers, all right? And this is a side note. Gentlemen, if you have to lawyer up, shut the fuck up, please. Don't say
Yes.
shit. Okay, let the lawyers handle it.
Yeah.
Don't
Like
talk. Shut up. Okay. Yeah, you could have been caught on 4K on the CCTV or whatever it's called. Those cameras on the street. Uh fucking beating up a old lady or whatever it is. Shut up, okay? Cuz you'll still have a chance to get off. But people have the tendency to tell on themselves all the time.
oh yeah.
Even when the lawyer says shut up. Let me do the talking. No, no, no. Hey, hey, Judge, Your Honor. Listen. Okay, I didn't mean to beat up that old lady.
Oh,
Bam,
so you
guilty.
admit you beat up the old lady. Stenographer, write that down. Sentence passed right the fuck now. You did.
Right, like, like people do that. Like, I'm like, dude, like you could have been off the hook. Fuck, like, shut up. Lawyers are lawyers for a reason. And Revin says debating is like dueling. I agree 1,000,000%. It's is dueling without the weapons.
Yeah. Okay, honestly, actually, uh just like, anyone like the Ace Attorney series in particular, like the first, I can safely say the first two games. I didn't get too far beyond those, but I believe the second game in particular, or maybe it was just the first one. Like, there's actually a moment where you have to go against your training in game because like you're presented like, oh, I understand the piece of evidence here that I'm supposed to present right now to indicate this. But if you do it at that exact moment, then you fall for the trap that the game set for you and you get a bad ending.
That,
Like,
you know what? Now that I think about it, you're right. Like the game kind of forces you to, you know, improvise per se, which I think is pretty cool.
yeah, no, I honestly, it's a very much an abridged version of it, but I do highly recommend the Ace Attorney series to anyone who's got an interest in that kind of skill set or understanding. Because you learn like there's moments where you know the answer that you're supposed to give, but the timing is wrong.
Everybody in the chat right now, how much do you like seeing debates? Put a 1 if you like seeing debates, put a 2 if you don't like seeing debates. This is actually a legit question. Because at this point, I only have one episode for debating on my channel. I do want to make that my new series. Because Yeetus' thoughts is starting to come to a close, gentlemen. Yes, I know. It sucks. I know. But I truly believe that at this point, I said everything that I need to say. Like, unless something new and crazy happens in the future, there's not much else for me to talk about. Like, would you agree, Greg? Because I pretty much spoke on every fucking topic I could think of when it comes to male issues at the moment.
At the very least, for the time being, yeah. We've been back and forth about basically everything under the sun a couple times over.
Agreed. And now I want to actually bring a debate series. Oh, yeah. I really do want to do that. So, other content creators, or it could be just me and Gray. We can actually have conversations about controversial issues and actually go in, right? And yeah, of course, we're going to be as civil as possible. All right. We're not going to be trying to take off each other's heads off. But I do believe that that will be the new direction at the moment. And there's plenty of content, in my opinion, when it comes to that. Because it doesn't have to just be about Red Pill or MGTOW, right? It can just be about society and current events of what's happening, right? For example, the Russia-Ukraine situation. Who's in the right?
You know, that would actually be an interesting exercise. Because, like, I'll even take a stance that I don't necessarily agree with just for the sake of the debate.
Oh, wait, say one time.
That's the thing, like, I'd take a stance that I don't necessarily agree with just for the sake of the debate. Like, if you were like, okay, here's the topic, here's the two sides. Like, you could give me a side that'd be like, well, normally I wouldn't even argue with you over this. But if it's for the sake of a debate, then all right.
Oh, yeah. I would love to play devil's advocate. I would love to do that. Because think about it, gentlemen. Thinking about it. There's the main reason why I'm going to start the debate series. Okay, the main reason. Do you honestly believe that the conversations that we have here, whether it's Red Pill or just current events, world events, do you honestly think that you can have these same debates with your family, with your friends, or people in public? Can you honestly
Honestly,
have that in 2022?
well, here's the thing though. I think that it would be even harder to have those because there's stakes to that. There's consequences. Having these kinds of debates with these people, how many of them can you actually trust to not screw you over simply for disagreeing with them?
That's a good question. That's a great question, actually. See, like what Revan says, no way they will flip their shit. Yeah, they definitely would. Like, for example, in the liberal states or liberal cities, I dare you as a man walk around with a MAGA hat. I might survive a little bit longer than you guys because I'm a person of color, but it just won't end well. Like, that's
Oh, I think
how.
all you're doing is changing the skin color of the people who beat the shit out of you.
Are you wearing blackface? uh, Justin Trudeau 2.0. That's how thick-headed they are, gentlemen, that you can't even have a reasonable discussion with them without the opposition lashing out, right? I'm not saying that conservatives don't have radicals either. We have radicals as well. But right here on good old YouTube or Rumble or Odyssey, whatever it is, I truly believe that instead of attacking each other in person, we can actually focus on the argument.
Well, here's the thing. When the conservatives get a radical in their midst, that radical is disavowed, distanced, and in all ways like cut ties with, even just for being called a radical. What fucking leftist has disavowed Antifa or BLM?
Good question. Not much.
They don't.
Probably when they got caught.
No, that's the thing. They still embrace them. Like the Democratic, like they will sooner say that the organization doesn't exist than disavow them.
Even when those people took millions, like the leaders of BLM, like, it's crazy. It's crazy
Heck,
how gullible my people can be sometimes.
the fraud and money laundering is one thing. I'm more concerned about the body count.
That as well, yeah. Usually it's suburban white women, but I see what you're saying.
Like, I mean, millions of dollars in property damage is one thing, but when you've actually got bodies, like I think that in when that Chaz zone was set up, I think there was at least one incident of some dude being cut up and put into a whole bunch of different dumpsters.
I haven't heard about that, but if that's the case, that's beyond fucked up.
Yeah, like that's the I may be misremembering that, but like there were like back when that whole Capitol Hill autonomous zone shit was going on. Oh yeah, there were bodies stacking up around there that were not publicly spoken of.
But I do see a lot of people are having interest in the debate live streams now, because I'm seeing a lot of people chiming in. Hen Kind, if I said that right. Stick to the facts, Sir Yeetus, please. Red pill facts, not airy fairy conspiracy cap. I agree. If I don't
Well,
have how you say, the references or the actual evidence to back up my claims, I'm not going to bring it up.
it would have to be like a once a week thing with the topic known in advance so that I could actually do some research and have points to bring.
Agreed.
Here's the thing. I just want to clarify with that statement. Facts are facts. There are no red pill facts. There are no blue pill facts. There's no red pill truth. There is no blue pill truth. There's no fucking black pill truth. There is just the truth.
Agreed. The truth can't be disputed unless you got other evidence to, how you say, get further, not further, get closer to the truth. But overall, the truth is the truth. You know, what can you do? So, Rickenbacker 1 says, you get a timer and you stay on the topic, you don't waver. I agree with that as well. There should be no breaks. There should be no, never get a timeout. None of that. Well, once we start, we're gonna go.
Yeah, you come with your notes, you make your points, chat decides who wins.
Agreed. And like what he says right here, Alec, he says, I like Chronic's debates. TFM will be cool to see debate, but he doesn't do that anymore. Honestly, I do plan on debating TFM. I'm going to debate as many guesses as possible if they want to do it, right? I can't force them. But if they want to do it, I will debate as many. And once again, it's not to cause drama. It's not to, get those views up or whatever. No, I want to talk about certain subjects that other people are too afraid to talk about. And hopefully the people that I'm talking to has opposing views, because that's the whole point of a debate, right?
Well, that might be hard within this particular sphere, because aside from some very fine points, you're not going to find a whole lot of disagreement on this side. Like, I think you'd have an easier time. I think you'd have an easier time calling on black pillars to debate, because then at least there's some sort of like something to argue against. Like, at the very least, some kind of philosophical difference. Like, at the very least, black pillars consider themselves different. Otherwise, they just call themselves red pillars.
Black pill. That sphere is getting weird as fuck. I don't know, like that certain group of people, like that their area, it's getting weird lately. I don't know. It's
honestly, I think that guy Pete would probably be an awesome guy to debate on that particular subject, because if there's one thing I'll give him severe credit for, he does his homework.
Oh yeah. It's very uncanny how much notes that he takes, in my opinion. I'm like, damn, bro. I write like 3 points and that's it. He has a whole fucking encyclopedia on that whiteboard that he has on his videos. Like you can't even see the words. Oh, but he does his homework to a T. I got mad respect for that guy P. That's why I invite him often to my streams, because how you say, there's not too many people within this sphere that actually, knows what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I might disagree with him on points, but I can't deny that like he's absolutely done the homework on it and is like far better research on the specific topics than I am. Like, I ain't like, you're not gonna catch me like rooting around like the incel wiki without a damn good reason. The last remotely black pill thing I looked up was what the hell or what the hell mogging is.
Nemesis, 10 Canadian dollars, right? I'm pretty sure it's Canadian. Thank you very much for the donation, man. I appreciate it. You guys are generous today. What's happening is you have radical people who have right values. TFM explained that. He even made a political graphic about it. Yeah, he brought it up like multiple times on my streams. But
I still gotta do
every
a
time
video.
I like his explanation.
I still got to do that because.
Oh,
Like,
you still haven't
the
seen that yet, or?
Oh no, I've seen it. I keep meaning to make a video on it, but like
Oh,
trying to condense it down to like a 3 to 5 minute video.
honestly, I should clip that portion and put it on my YouTube channel. Honestly, I should do that. The what's it called again? The political
Trichotomy.
trichotomy. Yes, I'll definitely clip it and post it for everybody to see because I believe it's a very good explanation. Very good. Do. Let me see.
I was like, Dragon Lord Peter's got an interesting point there, but that's really a whole like a whole talk in of itself. Is like, what are the consequences of? Let's see, how do I say this without tripping the algorithm? What are the consequences of undoing the 19th?
There wouldn't be any consequences, honestly.
Well, that's the thing. Like there's always consequences for every action. There are consequences. I think it'd be interesting to kind of get into, like, let's say that it did happen. Like we could snap our fingers, and all necessary laws and norms were changed, and public opinion became such that it was seen entirely as normal. Like we sidestepped into an alternate reality or something where it was that way. What would be the changes?
A lot of pissed off feminists and simps. That's something.
No, but that's the thing. Like that would be part of it too. Like we'd have to assume for the sake of it. Yeah, that would actually probably be a good debate topic. Like, is the solution to take away the unearned female privileges? And what are the consequences of such a thing if it could be done in a way that was peaceful?
The only way it could be peaceful is if Doomsday was around the corner. Because when certain death is around the corner, I guarantee you the women in the West will gladly give up their right.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about what would cause it. I'm saying, like, let's say that it happened just by mass hypnosis or whatever. What would the results be? And also, real talk, coming in with the gematria stuff, like, that's a fucking rabbit hole and a half.
Real talk, $10 donation. Thank you very much. He says in
gematria.
Yeah, gematria, Republican equals 47, Democrat equals 47. The Masonic compass is spaced 47 degrees apart in tribute to Euclid. Yeah, fucking 47 problem on how to lay a perfect foundation. Foundation equals 47 as well. This is fact. So, something to think about. And this is random. What about the 47th president? Huh?
Well, that's the thing. That's the next president, isn't it?
Yeah, who's going to be the 47th president?
Trump was 45, Biden's 46. Seriously, guys, whoever the next president of the United States is going to be, it's going to be fucking significant. That is without a doubt true.
All right, y'all typing weird
shit.
Oh,
Revan, Agent 47. Oh shit.
You guys are getting
real
weird.
Talk. Now you gotta do gematria on the Hitman series. No, seriously, I've had extended talks with Real Talk on gematria. He's convinced me of the validity. I'm just wondering how the fuck it actually works.
Yeah, I'm pretty curious as well because I know the Freemasons exist, but I never really dove into the
Yeah.
details of it.
Yeah, no, but like to me it's kind of like saying like, okay, imagine for a second that like magic was fucking real and you can see it working. And then you're like, okay, how the fuck does it work? Why does it work?
Yeah,
Because
why
apparently
for
this because apparently like some people can fucking understand and utilize this stuff to their own ends.
what was the meaning of life?
42.
42. Okay. I still need to figure that out because I know I saw that in a movie. It's like, why the fuck
Yeah.
42?
Well, personally, my theory on 42 actually comes from Japan because Japanese for 2 is ni. Japanese for 4 is shi. Shi ni for 2 in Japanese would be shini, which translates to die.
Well, that got morbid pretty quickly. Okay.
So if you were to say like, what is the meaning of life? For 2, shini. The meaning of life is to die.
So the meaning of life is death. That's pretty much.
Well, that's the thing. That was the answer to like to life. Technically, it was the answer to life, the universe, and everything. But in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it's like, okay, I calculated the answer, but you only asked for the answer. You didn't ask for the question. So I need to create the planet Earth as a massive supercomputer to calculate what the question to the meaning of life is to determine the significance of 42 as the answer.
These the debates I'm going to have, I know it's going to be crazy. It's going to get crazy. I already know. And Revan, he says morbid time. That's the meaning of life.
Well, oh no, it's funny because it's morbid. So when the goth kid entered the room, it's morbid time.
Oh shit! But
No,
how you
no, no.
say?
Funny. Check Real Talk's thing right there.
What's
Trump,
up?
Trump in gematria is also 47.
All right, hey, real talk.
So
Stop being weird. Okay, now you're gonna have me fucking in deep thought today. Fuck.
Oh god. Yeah. Oh geez. Yeah. Honestly, I think it'd probably be worthwhile to have a gematria stream with Real Talk, because like I wouldn't want to nuke your channel over it, but I think that I could sacrifice my almost 800 subs just to see whether or not a stream where Real Talk basically espouses on gematria for 3 hours would be worthwhile.
Okay. All right. Now they're saying that Revan says that Terrence Pop mentioned 47. So is this something that you guys aren't telling me or what?
I'd be curious to know the context for that.
Agreed. Is he saying 47 shots, 47 big booty bitches? Like what?
That's the thing. Like numerical coincidence is fucking weird. Like you can dive down that rabbit hole hardcore.
Well, they do say that math is the language of God.
Yeah, no, like the God, no, and that's the shit. Like as someone who has studied like fucking mathematics, the sciences, and the occult, like this is the kind of shit that makes me go, huh, there's gotta be something to this. There's gotta be some reason why this works. It's just why? Is it actual physical shit or is it some sort of psychological bullshit?
Huh. What should be the first episode of the debate? What topic should we talk about?
Actually, I think that probably the simplest introduction would be what's better, the red pill or the blue pill?
Or which pill is the best philosophy in our opinion?
Yeah, which pill should you take? And then you can have like the red pill argument and the blue pill argument. I mean, heck, I'd even take the blue pill argument just to argue the point.
Oh, I can definitely do that. And honestly, I've been thinking about creating a second channel because currently my channel is getting throttled to death by Susan. As you
I'm
can tell by
curious.
the views.
Yeah,
Susan doesn't
diving
like
into
me.
the
But that is gonna the second channel will be for current events. That's gonna be a complete different thing.
yeah,
You know.
you'd really have to dissociate it from like basically everything else. You'd kind of have to go the Memology 101 route.
That is true, and those channels are still getting popular. I know Memology 101 kind of did it first when it comes to making memes about current events.
Uh, real talk. Real talk. If you could get Zach, like I would gladly host Zachary on my channel. Like if he'd be interested in it, I got no problems with it. So,
Who was that?
uh, Zachary K. Hubbard like literally wrote the modern book on gematria. I've read some of it. Honestly, it is not an easy read. He's a very intelligent man, not a really great author. But yeah, a bunch of gematria information comes from him, and I'd love to pick his brain on some stuff.
You mean I need to have some sticky notes? That type of difficult, or
Eh, Sticky notes might get you partway through it. Like you need to read 2 books, several hundred pages each, and keep an extended notebook on the subjects just to keep going.
god damn, what the fuck? But I'm down to read it. Honestly, I'm gonna see
Yeah.
if it's like online or something.
I can send you links to the books. That's no issue.
Always seek out knowledge, gentlemen. Guess what? Here's a fact of life. You will never stop learning, ever.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Mr. Bangeron, what does any of this have to do with Obey? Well, that's the thing. It is because, like in particular with gematria, it is integrated into the media because it is through the media that these kinds of number things are disseminated publicly. Like you will hear certain names, certain places, certain numbers, and they will have these meetings and connections. Like if you turn on the radio and you hear that a certain person died at a certain date, there's a damn good chance that there is some sort of numerological significance to that. These people are all reading off the same scripts, and the people who write these scripts do this shit intentionally.
Yes, he does have his own channel.
Yeah, I'll pop it in chat.
But at the end of the day, Mr. Bang Mom, let's break it down Barney style when it comes to Obey. Do you know how crazy it is? Like, think about it. You can look up videos on YouTube about the amount of news media say the exact same thing about a certain subject. They go word from word, the exact same message. It
Yeah,
is
like,
very
you know,
uncanny.
like a threat to our democracy. How many times have you heard completely unrelated people spout that exact same line?
There's multiple lines that they've said the exact same thing. There's a compilation on YouTube of countless news stations saying the exact same thing. It's not even coincidence. For a certain subject, one subject, all these news media stations are saying the exact same thing. How is that not a systematic plan?
Like, it's a systemic dissemination of information, but it's not just like, here's the notes, here's the talking point, say that. No, they are given word for word scripts that are put into teleprompters and spat out. Like, this shit is not accidental. Like, if a news anchor says it on television or the radio, like as a news report, I'd say at the very least 80% of the time, it is a script that they are reading.
I agree. And side character says 6 mega corporations own most of the media in the US. Right. So this cannot be a coincidence whatsoever. Whatsoever. And like I said before, what Malcolm X said when he was alive, right? Rest in peace. He says, and I agree to this day, that the media is the most powerful weapon in the world. Because you can make bad people look good people look bad. And not just people, whole nations.
Yeah, or dipping toe into the controversial stuff, entire historical perspectives.
Yes. Literally. See, the goal of communism, gentlemen, is to change history as we know it. Literally change it in front of your very eyes. Look at past communist leadership that are willing to wipe out knowledge from history, like burn all the books and all the previous knowledge and shit. They're willing to wipe you from existence if they feel that you're a threat to their power per se, right? Stalin did it all the time. You look at his photos. The original photo had around 4 or 5 people in it, and then it will end up with just like 2. Changing history itself will make themselves look even more powerful. Kim Jong-un is a perfect example of this. They are in their
here's
own little world.
Here's even an example of them attempting to do that right now with this new movie, like The Woman King. They're trying to rewrite African history to say that Africa was anti-slavery and that it was the white man who brought the concept over.
And Woman King makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, that too.
Right? They're changing historical events, especially when this crew that they put in the Woman King, they're the ones that were attacking other tribes and selling them as slaves. Like that's based on true events. The group that they try to make all heroic and oh look at back in the day, look, women power, yeah. No, they're the group that enabled the slave trade. They were a part of that hardcore. And they try to make them look all fucking heroic and shit and Hollywood. And what makes it even worse, now there's people literally changing the definition of what a man or a woman is. They're changing definition of words, gentlemen. That's how they get power. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to obey. You think they thought about this shit out of nowhere, or do you think that this was pre-planned?
Well, democracy being like one of the most key words right there is like when people like these people are saying like a threat to our democracy, like the US is a republic. It is not a democracy. Hey, I'm pretty sure Canada's technically not a democracy. Let me just search up real quick exactly what it qualifies as.
Let me address this right quick. Real talk, $5 donation. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. He says Trump's 2020 talking point. I did more in 47 months than you did in 47 years. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to do research, real talk, because it's getting ridiculous now with the number 47.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm definitely gonna have to research.
Yeah, I'm looking to the website that I get my books from is down, but I'll see if I can find my digital copy and forward that to you.
Okay. And Herman RP4 says, facts, Gray, we are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Facts.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And like, technically, Canada is a constitutional monarchy.
Well, true, because you guys are still technically the king has a say in Canada, right? He still has power.
Well, that's the thing. It's the king now. It's been the queen for the longest time. Which
Right.
honestly, here's the funny thing: the queen is on all of our coins, but I've collected coins going back to the 50s when it was, I believe, King George II, and it was a man back then. So Canadian currency might be getting a new face on it come 2023.
That is true. Honestly, I think that would be a waste of, paper, but
Oh no, it's not paper. Like we mint new coins every single year, all the bloody time.
oh yeah.
Like I think it's just our coins. I don't know if they'd switch out the queen being on the 20. They might, but like all they're doing is changing the design on the back of the coins that they mint anyways.
So all this democracy talk, yeah, it's a great ideology, but that is not what.
No, it is not a great. It is not a great idea.
No. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a good idea according to the public, but we're not a democracy.
Like you're a constitutional republic. Canada's a constitutional monarchy. Neither of them are a democracy. But like up here right now, the teachers unions are having a fucking strike. And one of the things touted was like it's like the premier of Canada, the premier of Canada can't pass any work to rule legislation. This isn't democracy. It's like we're not a democracy.
What are you talking about? Like, where are you getting this idea from?
Yeah, like we're not a democracy. Anyone who fucking spouts that XYZ, like, oh god, voting Republicans in the US, that's how democracy dies. You're not a democracy.
I am.
You're a democracy like China's a republic, okay?
Damn. That's actually pretty hilarious. But the chat has $2 donation. Always coming around to donate on every stream. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. He says, hope you're having a good stream, guys. Keep it up. Yeah, I'm actually having a great intellectual conversation about, half of it is about the topic, but the other half is random shit. But regardless, it's a great conversation.
What's the thing? So much of this is about the messaging that is pumped in with the media. here's the thing. It was like the same way that once you understand a whole bunch of red pill stuff, you see it everywhere. Like even in places that you like have seen 1,000 times before, now you see it with the red pill lens. It's the same when you understand how the media is fucking with you. You won't be able to unsee it.
And that's what kind of annoys me. This is a sidetrack where people are saying, "Oh, I'm not red pilled anymore." I'm like, you can't unred pill yourself. That's not how it works. Once you learn certain knowledge, you can't just unlearn it. That's the consequences of taking the red pill. I'm sure you guys watch The Matrix. There's a clear warning. Once you take the red pill, we're going to take you down the rabbit hole to see how far it goes.
That's the thing. I'm pretty sure that the only way you could undo becoming red pilled is to take so many drugs that your brain turns to Swiss cheese and you can't process shit anymore.
Or lobotomy.
Yeah, but I think lobotomy is probably a bit harder to get a hold of rather than, I mean, like you could try to find a doctor that would do experimental shit on your brain, or you could just pour some gasoline in a bag and huff it a couple times.
That is true.
I mean, I
Um,
know gas is expensive, but it's still not cheaper than a lobotomy.
fucking gas. It's. I already know it's gonna get worse, gentlemen. If you believe in the how much was it? 11 million barrels or 14 million barrels? It's not gonna last long. You guys gonna start feeling it in a couple weeks. I think less than that actually. I feel bad for you guys. It's not gonna. It's not gonna. It's not
And
gonna be
winter's
good.
coming. Yeah, and winter's coming too. So
That's why I need to keep up with your bills, gentlemen. I know you don't need me to tell you, but I'm just saying this as a reminder. Keep up with your bills.
yeah,
Because
like
they're not. Oh, what's up?
like we appreciate donations. Don't get us wrong. We appreciate the shit out of donations, but make sure you've got your expenses covered for the foreseeable future.
Agreed. Agreed. I enjoy all the donations you guys choose to give me, right? But remember, it's a choice. Okay. I
Like
You are not obligated under any circumstances to donate. Okay. It's your choice. Yours.
like this
Take care of real life first.
like this is luxury. This is luxury content, guys. Like, this is not essential for you to donate. Appreciate it, yes. We're grateful, but like you guys need to make sure that you got a roof over your head, continued income, and that you're staying out of prison, and all that shit requires money.
Because right now, I don't know where you guys are in the world because I know my audience is worldwide, thanks to Undead Chronic. You guys need to definitely focus on getting your affairs in order, like getting your finances and everything else in order. Okay. Because for the near foreseeable future, shit's going to get real. Right. So make sure you're good first. Then, if you're feeling extra generous, donate to your boy Sir Yeetus. Okay.
But this
That's
is
a
the thing,
choice.
there's been a bunch of guys recently who've been getting sick. Like and like just, sick. It's like freaking cold and flu season's kicking up. But like that like if you get sick at the wrong time, that can screw you over for your next set of bills. So don't be living paycheck to paycheck, guys. Not these days.
Agreed. Have that emergency funds. Okay. I got an emergency fund. Make sure if it's possible, right? Because I know that when it comes to certain jobs and inflation and blah, 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 it's harder to save money. But try to put a little bit to the side as much as possible. Just a little bit. Like if you could spare $10 and just put it to the side, I suggest you do that. 10, $20.
That's all, guys. Like, yeah, we appreciate it, but we recognize the financial realities of today.
Right. I ain't gonna be on
And
my please donate to me. I got bills to pay. You're gonna donate to all these other creators, but why can't you donate to me? Do you know how much effort I put into my videos and live streams? Are you guys gonna do me like that? You know what? Fine. I'm gonna play the most annoying sounds that I can play until I get enough donations. You know why? You know why? Because I'm Sir Yeetus and I'm better than you. Like, what kind
well,
of cornball shit is that, you know?
like, that's the thing, is like we have valuable skills that we've been able to monetize beyond just talking smack on YouTube. Like YouTube cannot be like, I understand, like, it can be decently profitable. I mean, shit, I've seen the fucking super chats for Hammerhand shit roll in now that he's monetized, but
Oh yeah,
until he
this is
actually
getting
gets that,
real.
well, here's the thing though, until he actually gets that cash in hand, I don't trust a fucking second of it.
And
There's
that's
like
another thing. He has to wait until
YouTube's got to
the
actually
21st.
hand him the. I'm not sure what it is, but YouTube's got to actually hand him the money, and
Oh, it's once a
I
month, 21st.
like that's that's the thing. I'm not trusting it until Hammerhand shows that that money's in his fucking account.
I agree.
Until he says that the money actually came through, it's just an expensive highlighter.
He deserves it 1,000,000% because this is literally the first time he's been monetized ever since he's been on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, no, he's definitely worked hard enough to earn this kind of stuff. I don't begrudge him for it in the slightest. I just don't trust Susan as far as I can throw her.
Like, yeah, let me go ahead and keep this money. Let me hold these dollars for you.
Like, I mean, I could absolutely see someone higher up with the YouTube thing going, how about we monetize these red pill guys just long enough to get a whole bunch of donation money and then say they violated terms of service and seize it at the last second.
That's what I'm thinking right now because I'm like, okay, like I'm sure you immediately, like in a nanosecond, red flags start coming up. Like, okay, why out of all people, Hammerhand is officially monetized? Now, that's saying it's a bad thing. YouTube never liked him. Why out of nowhere he's monetized? So, yeah, that was an immediate red flag. I was like, whoa.
It'd be like Antifa scheduling like a rally with the Proud Boys.
Yeah, that something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Like that's right. Like if you saw that, you'd be like, not even The Onion would do this because the fucking parody has to be at least somewhat believable.
That is true. I'm gonna adjust this right quick in line of MGTOW. Nemesis 10 Canadian dollars. He donated again. You being extra generous today. Thank you very much, man. You already know I appreciate it. I appreciate all donations because once again, it's you guys' hard-earned cash, and you guys believe that my content is good enough for you to invest. So, thank you very much, man. The Amazons were in power because they were a shortage of men. I know my African history. LOL. French soldier wiped them out in battles. Badly, and slavery was everywhere at the time. Okay. Huh. There was a shortage of men?
Well, probably because they all died in war.
So they were in power because there was a shortage of men, or they lost power because of shortage of men?
No, I think it might be that the Amazons came into existence because there were so few men the women had to fight.
Oh, damn. Okay, I'm being dumb today. All right, now I know what you mean. Never mind. Yeah. I backtracked.
I'm just guessing because I don't know my detailed African history. So
I was thinking about completely something else. That was my fault.
That's the but no, M Nemesis made the point. Died in war or trafficked during slavery. And that's a good point, because if you're going for slave labor, you're actually going to want to go for the men. Because keep in mind, like, if you want to get labor out of a woman, you gotta wait like 9 months plus raise the male child, and that's still a 50-50 shot. Whereas if you capture like a young boy, that's enough to get them to do some physical labor. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was just a tribe where most of their men were stolen away by slavers, and the women had to actually take on the military role.
Yeah, they had no choice, and even then, right, there wasn't that many Amazonians, because you really think the entire female population was willing to fight? No. It was only a small group compared to the rest of the population.
You know, actually, I think it was. I forget what this story is, but I think it's like one of those old like Greek or like like ancient Europe stories, where this one group raids another group and they steal all the men and the valuables, but they leave the women behind. And the women go back and say, we want our stuff back, we're going to die. And so the group says, all right, you can have whatever you can carry on your back. And every single one of those women picked up their man and went back.
They got that core strength, huh?
Well, no, it's more so that they left behind all the valuables and shit because they knew that what they needed to survive, above gold, jewels, food, etc., was a man that would look after them.
They won't admit that today.
No, they wouldn't admit that shit now.
Oh shit!
But I guarantee you, like, if you took away all the support systems of today and were like, look, ladies, we can give you money and food and resources, or we can give you a man who looks after you. You take away the government, who is the man that looks after them today, they'll all pick the man. Every single one of them.
I bet you right now they'll take a smartphone before they take a man.
Oh, yeah, and then they die, obviously. But, that's just Darwin right there.
But Nemesis, you say kind of like in Russia where some women had to fight because men were killed during war. Are you talking about World War II, like the Battle of Stalingrad?
Oh, God, from what I've heard of that thing was a goddamn meat grinder.
Yeah, when I read about that battle, I'm like, that's literally hell on earth. Like, gentlemen, if you actually read or watch a documentary of the Battle of Stalingrad, you wouldn't want to wish world war on anybody.
Like, you don't know war until you see a river choked with human corpses. Like, not just a whole bunch in there. I mean, literally, the flow has been interrupted because of how many bodies are in the river.
And then these fucking liberals talking about, oh, we need to go to Ukraine. We need to go and fight and defend them. Are you gonna go?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you say we, you don't mean you. You mean me. No. We means you. There is no language in the world where we means someone other than myself. At most, there is the royal we, where you're speaking on behalf of the nation, but that still includes you. You're saying we need to go somewhere and do something? Okay, you do that. I ain't doing shit.
I'm not doing a thing. I've done my job. I've done my job.
I have paid for a look. I've paid enough in taxes and inflation that I've gone towards a whole bunch of military hardware. I've contributed more than my fair share to the Ukrainian conflict. Thank you very much.
Agreed. And people honestly believe that World War II was bad. Watch when World War III comes in. It doesn't even have to involve nukes. Millions upon millions will die. Like that's I'm not, and that's just an understatement. Do you know how much
but that's the
firepower
thing.
the
Like,
world has today?
couldn't you really say? Like, it really depends on what you count as a casualty of World War III.
What do you mean by that?
Because, well, if we are to look at the grander scale of the conflict, like, let me put it this way. If you were to say introduce an ideology that resulted in mass murder of infants in the enemy ranks, does that not count as a wartime casualty?
I say yes, it does count.
In that case, we have long exceeded the body count for World War III.
Fair enough.
Like World War II's body count has already been outpaced by non-combat fatalities.
And the body count is going to skyrocket if we get involved directly with Russia.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, then there's all the stuff between the freaking bioweapon released and the bioweapon disseminated by the governments.
Hold on. Like, give me a second. Side character asked me a question. He says, what are your thoughts on boots on the ground in Ukraine, checking the stolen supplies in Ukraine, Sir Yeetus? They are a legit military target now due to Sleepy Joe. I think that is one of the stupidest fucking moves that a president has ever made. Right? I know it's pretty much on purpose, but
give it a week, man. Like, like, the midterms haven't happened yet. I'm pretty sure Joe can fuck more shit up in that time.
Don't remind me.
Like, that is the stupidest thing I've seen a president do this week.
Give it a few hours, okay? You're gonna hear something new.
But you know, like, the week ain't over yet. Technically, he could still do something within the next 24 hours. We haven't yet had the latest White House press release, so we'll see how long this holds the record position.
I swear, man. But side character, I completely disagree with any type of involvement in Ukraine. With the United States involved. No, I do not agree. Something that's happening halfway around the world shouldn't be any of our business, in my opinion. We need to be focusing on our own citizens because our society itself is failing. But they're giving a shit ton of our tax money to fuel a war.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, even in Canada, like, they've been bitching about how there's no money for the hospitals and the nursing homes. Meanwhile, we're writing massive checks for overseas conflict.
Like, how can you? No. Actually, I'm gonna save this for a debate topic because I already know it's gonna be a hot one. It'll be a question for a very
I'd take,
near
honestly,
episode.
I'd take the devil's advocate side of the Ukraine thing. Like, I'd argue pro Ukraine for a stream just for shits and giggles.
Oh, I'm so down for that. That'll be fucking hilarious. You might get a good amount of enemies though.
Oh, hey, look, if they sub to the fucking channel and get the numbers up, do I really give a shit? Really?
That is true. But gentlemen, that's another thing about this propaganda bullshit, right? When it comes to obey, a lot of people in our society in the United States are blindly supporting the war that is completely being fueled by our government. The war could have ended, in my opinion, months ago.
And as Elon proved, when he put out like a particular path towards a peaceful resolution, no one on the Ukrainian side wants this war to end. They do not want a peaceful resolution at all.
Which I'm like, huh. So you guys want to continue having people get injured and killed for what?
They're not. Let's think. They're not the ones getting injured and killed. They're the ones skimming off the top every time they get a wartime donation. What
I
do
was
they
talking
care
about
how?
common people, not the
Okay,
people.
okay. I'm pretty sure that the common people in Ukraine also want a peaceful resolution, but they're not the ones who get to make the decision.
Well, of course, they make no decision, but that was the point of my statement, that they're fueling the war that will get the common folk injured or killed. For what? Pride, or like you said, monetary.
Well, that's the thing. It's money. These people have no fucking pride. Like, remember, Zelensky is not ethnic Ukrainian. I'm not going to say what he is because YouTube.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's not ethnic Ukrainian.
Okay.
That's
okay.
So,
I was about to say, oh shit, hey, like, relax.
Hey, look, I might know it, but I know how the algorithm works. I'm not going to say the words that are going to trip the flags.
I'm going to get yeeted midstream. But I agree with what you're saying, man.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like these people who are making these decisions are not the ones who will suffer the consequences of these decisions.
Which
so
pisses me off.
What the fuck do they care how much of their population or how many mercenaries from other countries or how many fucking Reddit cuck soldiers die? They don't. They will only give a shit when the money stops.
Right. Which is why I'm like, all the people that are paying attention to TV and their smartphones and shit, are you guys like not putting two and two together? You guys are not using common sense. Why would somebody that is trying to avoid war, right? Supposedly, right? Zelensky, why is he constantly going back and forth saying, oh yeah, we're gonna go to war. Oh, we need to talk peace. Oh, we need to go to war. Oh, US, give me money. Oh, you need to go to war. Ukraine themselves talk shit to the very people that gave them money and weapons. Yes, Ukraine talked mad shit to the United States for not.
They fucking cussed out Elon. They cussed out Elon Musk for being pro-Russian when he's the one providing them with free internet and communications.
Oh yeah, on Twitter.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Well, I can't really afford to keep giving Ukraine shit for free. So, hey, Pentagon, how about you subsidize them?"
Yep, I'm shutting that shit down. I'm like, ooh.
I was like, he ain't shutting it down. He's just like, well, you know what? If you're going to insult me, I may as well profit off of it.
Yep.
I mean, now that's true capitalism. You don't give a shit what people say about you so long as they're making you money.
It is. And that's another lesson of don't bite the hand that feeds you. Mm-hmm. Like, does it really sound like a group of people that are trying to avoid or end the war? No, not at all.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like with Brad, is like Elon is pro Elon, and that's the thing. I can get behind someone who is pro themselves, because like, look, at the very least, your fucking methods are clear, and I can appeal to get you to do what I want via your self-interest. Like,
agreed.
You don't have to like people like that, but at the very least, you can understand their motivations and get them to work to your benefit.
Yeah. Elon was just mentioning about, hey, you should have some peace talks or try to mitigate the war somehow, right? Give him some tips to see if they're able to end the conflict. Nope.
Like here's how
Ukraine,
the blood
the
like the bloodshed could end today, people. We could stop this senseless waste of money, and it's very much in Elon's favor because money that's being sent on weapons to Ukraine is not money that's being spent on grants towards Elon Musk.
well, Ukraine went for the throat instead of trying to listen to Elon. Even if they were listening or not, they went straight for the throat and say, "Are you pro-Ukrainian or pro-Russian?" Like, motherfucker,
No,
I just want the war to end.
They didn't even. But that's the thing. Wanting the war to end is being pro-Russia. There's no way that Ukraine can win. Like Ukraine, like if they didn't get all this international support, would have lost a long time ago.
Agreed.
Like Ukraine right now is just trying to hold out long enough to get a shit ton of money so that they can provide some justifiable false flag to get the rest of the world involved and kick off World War III against Russia.
And if that happens, right, which is probably a win at this point, but if that happens,
Look, I'd say there's a 30% chance.
right,
I'd say there's a 1 in 3 chance that this conflict between Ukraine and Russia ends with World War III. 1 in 3 chance. Pretty significant, but
and
not
we don't
guaranteed.
just have to worry about Russia though, because North Korea is getting extra froggy lately, extra aggressive.
Yeah, North Korea. That's the thing. Like World War III wasn't like World War II was not just against Germany. Like everyone's getting their shit together and lines are being drawn in the sand. So
Was it World War One or World War Two where the Austrian king got assassinated? Was it Austria?
that was World War One with Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
And just like the domino effect that happened after that, like it was
That's 'cause,
literally
like-
a chain reaction.
Everyone was related to one another. Everyone had treaties with one another. But the whole thing was a freaking powder keg, and it just happened to be that was the inciting incident to it.
Oh, Serbia. So was he a Serbian king?
No, he was an Austrian archduke who was killed by Serbian. I guess you might call them radicals.
Yeah, it was like a young dude. An
archduke and his wife. Apparently, like there was an initial assassination attempt that failed, and then due to the archduke's car making a wrong turn, it drove past the sandwich shop where one of the radicals was having a post-loss sandwich, and that's when he was like, "Holy shit! I have the opportunity right now."
Well, gentlemen, we can all agree that France is going to surrender. We can all agree with that. Like it's going to happen. And that's like tradition.
I think here's the other thing. Germany has lost the past 2 world wars. Do you really want to take their side in World War III?
Honestly, I would not be surprised if they kick off World War III, Germany. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, everybody. Like Germany would be like 3rd time's the charm. I'm fucking around. All right, don't get your panties in a bunch, chat. It's a joke. All right. Fuck. If you want to get all mad at me for making a World War II joke, then you should go to Twitter or wherever it is. You can't cancel me. You can't cancel Sir Yeetus.
Hey, look, guys. It's a World War II joke. If you can't take the heat, get out of the oven.
Oh no. No. Oh, I'm going to hell for that. Oh, I can't believe I laughed at that. Oh, that's
Hey, look, if you're gonna go to hell, you may as well get first class seats.
that's so fucked. Oh shit! But what do you say? That guy Pete, what's going on, man? Hey, that guy Pete, I gotta talk to you later on. I gotta talk to you. For the debate streams that I plan on having. But he says if Germany kicks off World War III, their national anthem should be changed to the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme. That'll be perfect, actually. honestly, honestly, World War III should just be full of memes. Just, just nothing but memes. We're all gonna die anyway, right?
I mean, honestly, like, maybe that should be the thing. Like, World War III kicks off. At the very least, get some spray cans and just every available surface memes. I want an entire city turned green with Pepe.
Bro, they're gonna have like anime characters on tanks and shit.
We already have them on some fighter jets, I think. At least one
Yes.
fighter jets.
We do, which I thought that was. I'm like, you know what? That's badass.
I want to see one nuke drop with the freaking Ahegao decal.
If we survive through that, like, how are you going to explain that to the grandkids? Yeah, you see that image right there.
Well, you see that. Well, that's the thing. It was like the reason for that was so that you know it's coming.
Pay the frog fighter jets. Oh, I can imagine it right now. I swear. Oh, Powerpuff Girls. Might as well. Might as well at this point. If we know that, we're all screwed, fuck it. We're going to have fun.
I mean, like, let's be honest. With how fast fighter jets go, like, are you really lowering their camouflage effectively by putting anime girls on it?
Nah.
Yeah, probably not. Like,
I'm
it's like the Blackbird 2.0 is invisible to all but the most sophisticated targeting systems. It's got an anime girl on it. It's like, dude, for fuck's sakes, the only time that's going to be visible is when it's in the hangar. You may as well give the soldier something to fucking smile at.
Seems to me that I missed some super chats. Let me see. Oh, I guess I did. My bad, y'all. You already know how it is. When I get to a rant, I can't stop. But Hermit, $5 donation. Once again, you donated today. Thank you very much. He says, taking the red pill is like wearing the glasses from the movie They Live Once. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. There is no going back. No, there is no going back. And it annoys the fuck out of me when people that wants to come to the space saying that they're red pill and all of a sudden they're not red pilled anymore. I know. You can never unred pill yourself. It's you're stuck with it forever. And if you say that you're not red pilled anymore, then you weren't red pilled in the first place.
Hey, look, if someone has successfully found a way to unred pill themselves, I'd say that they should go to a veterans system because clearly they can undo PTSD.
What?
Like, think about it. Like, if you have the skills to psychologically undo the effects of red pilling, where you can never go back to the way you were, and you're like, oh yeah, I can. I figured out how to do it. Like, please, there are a whole bunch of people suffering from irreversible trauma that could use your fucking miraculous powers of mental control.
True, but I have a question about this. Real talk, $2 donation. Thank you very much. He says, what's the name of that mouse in your pocket? Well, what does that,
Well,
what does that
that's
mean?
back when we were talking about all these people saying, like, we need to go do something for Ukraine. Like, that's the thing. It's like, what's the name of that mouse in your pocket? I think it's a reference to something, but if someone is saying we, and they're implying that, oh, we as in you, And then you say, "What's the name of that mouse in your pocket?" Like, what do you mean that we need to go do something? You're talking about you and someone who I clearly can't see?
Which is okay.
It's like if your wife says we need to go to marriage counseling, and you go like, "Who's we? Do you have a mouse in your purse?"
Okay, okay. I see. Okay, I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying now. Sorry, I got kind of confused there. I get the reference now. All right, real talk. See you making a little joke. Um, but gentlemen, at the end of the day, I'm sure you guys get what we're trying to say. How society is set up these days, it's literally mindless NPC, like mind control, like just brain dead, fucking useless statements. It's like an automatic response once they hear something that they don't like. In the sense of, if they hear something out of the ordinary, they automatically have these NPC responses. And that is downright concerning, in my opinion. You get what I'm saying, Gray?
I do. I think that honestly, we'd probably be able to solve a lot of our problems in modern society if television, the radio, and the internet went down for a year.
I completely agree with that one. I agree with that
Actually,
one.
want to just address the thing by the sacred why PTSD is a huge problem with infantrymen. Please reach out to your veterans in these holiday months. Would appreciate it, Brutus.
Oh, I will.
Remembrance Day for Canada is in 8 days, and I think that is that Veterans Day in the U.S. November 11th.
I think so. Let me look that up right quick.
It's
I honestly
November
forgot the
11th
day.
because that's when World War One ended. So
Okay. Yeah, it is November 11th. I don't really pay attention to the Veterans Day because honestly, I don't think that veterans should be restricted to one day to be respected. It should be all day, every day, 24/7. I'm not saying that all veterans are heroes and shit. Yeah, we have a good amount of shitbags that are veterans, but majority of the veterans, they did their duty, they did their part, you know, left the service with uh honorable discharge, and they should be respected as such. And it shouldn't be restricted to one day.
it shouldn't be restricted, but at the same time, unless you're going to have like a monthly day being Veterans Day, like people only process things based on immediate need. At the very least, where I am, Remembrance Day is seen as a big enough deal that it does become like we don't start with Christmas until after Remembrance Day in terms of public decorations.
Oh, I know that.
Like
Well,
like right now, like there's poppies in basically every single store, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's posters of locals who like died in the world wars, like veteran, like people who died from the local community up and around. So it's kind of a big deal up here. It's not just a 1 day thing. It is,
right.
I'd say at the very least, a week and a half long affair.
And don't get me wrong, right? Like, if you're walking around in uniform, you'll get the respect, right? Because once again, less than 1% of the population are able to wear the uniform. Not just wear the uniform, they volunteered to wear the uniform. But once they hop back into civilian clothes, I don't think the respect should stop there. You know, in
Eh,
my opinion, that's a big issue in the sense of how you say, how do I explain it? The people that served in the past and they're not in anymore should still get that same level of respect for serving.
I'd be honest, for me, it's just like I don't know which is which. Unless they're in the dress uniform, I can't differentiate a veteran from a civilian.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But there's, I guess, because depending on where you are, like certain cities, right, liberal cities and all that stuff, uh, they like to talk mad shit about the military. I'm like, hold on,
Oh,
like we're
and I
the
mean,
reason
shit,
why you
like,
even have freedom of speech right now. Like, why you coming after me?
do we though? Do we really have freedom of speech?
Well, you get the idea. We're the reason why you're not speaking Chinese or Mandarin, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah,
We're
well,
the reason.
it'd be Mandarin, but but it's funny because I have heard that. I was like, well, they're the reason you're not speaking German. I'm thinking like, would that really have been the outcome? Like with what I've learned since, it's like I've got reasonable doubt as to that being the outcome, but good
But
luck arguing with people about that kind of stuff.
true, but it's pretty much for them to try to get a understanding on why you disrespected the same people that is pretty much the reason you're able to peacefully sleep at night. Like,
Because and the answer is it's because those same people are are the very reason that I see doom in the future and have no power to stop it.
true, true. And liberals and
Like
feminists, they're the same in my book because once again, they if they don't need us, they don't want us.
like
That's a
it's
good explanation.
that's the thing is like, it's the very thing is like am I reassured by a cop? No. As the past 3 years have made there are no good cops. There are no good like any cop or doctor that did not quit or fire or was fired in the past 3 years is corrupt. And they've proven that they value your life less than their paycheck.
That is true. That is true. You know,
And
I feel
that's
bad. Oh, what's up?
just how it is. As like there might be like, well, I just joined as an officer and I wasn't a part of that. I never enforced. It's like you joined a corrupt organization, buddy. You wear the uniform, you wear the shit that the uniform is associated with. You'll stand on my neck for a fucking paycheck, and it would be foolish of me to assume otherwise.
I agree. Saying I was just following orders is not an excuse.
Yeah, if you're not going to accept that excuse for fucking World War II Gestapo, then you don't get to fucking use it.
I agree 1,000,000%. And I see you guys are saying thank you for your service. Yes, thank you very much, guys, for supporting. Okay, because once again, it was my choice to join, and I did my thing. And it was the best, worst time of my life, right? Because I get to have free vacation at least, right? I was able to travel the world for free on the government's dime. um, but at
It's
the end
like,
of the day, oh, what's up?
like that's the thing is like because on the one hand, do I respect the veterans that are going to fight on my behalf? Absolutely. They suffer shit so I don't have to. Do I respect the active servicemen that are going to bust down my door if I resist the government? Not really.
Oh, hell no, because that's their sworn duty is to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States from foreign and domestic enemies and shit. So yeah, they get an automatic no go. They're the new redcoats.
Like that's the thing. Like the domestic threat is like, guys, The domestic threat is the people who are giving you your fucking orders. If you held true to your principles, you'd turn your guns on the people who are driving this country into the fucking ground. But you won't do that because they pay your bills.
Right. But
So,
that's
and if you're not going to quit and deny them that power, then you're just a mercenary with government approval.
I got this reference. Just saying, Reverend. I got this. That's so old school. Like, I miss my high school days.
Oh my god, when fucking Skyrim memes are considered nostalgic, you know you're old.
I know it's time is moving by too fast, man. Way too fast.
Funny thing, actually. Funny thing. Arrow to the knee. I heard this. I don't know whether it's true or not. But taking an arrow to the knee, like, this is Skyrim. This is the age of fucking magical healing that can fix anything. Arrow to the knee, I heard, was actually a metaphor for getting down on one knee and proposing.
Huh. That actually makes a lot more sense now. Like, wow.
Yeah, so taking an arrow to the knee could be a reference of, yeah, I used to be an adventurer like you, and then I got married.
Huh. Nobody told me this. What the fuck?
This is the kind of shit that I picked up during my days of searching Tumblr, back when Tumblr was half decent. So,
damn, I forgot about Tumblr.
everyone forgets about Tumblr. That's what alcohol's for.
Are they still going?
I assume so. I haven't been on there in years.
Oh, damn. I'm going to have to use this reference again. Shit, I'm old enough now.
Yeah. And no, that actually made a lot of sense because, like, an adventurer gets married and then is like, I need a stable paycheck and I have, I need to make a paycheck where I'm not risking my life every day. Because let's be honest, guys, if you tried to play Skyrim and you couldn't use fucking quick saves and you had to delete your save if you died, you'd play the game very differently.
I agree. I remember I learned my lesson when I think it was in the beginning of the game. I was going after these giants. I'm like, oh, okay, they don't look that hard. Then the giants started sprinting towards me. The ground started shaking. I was like, oh shit! Like, I tried to run away, and he like launched me across town. Like, I went way up in the air. Like,
yeah, yeah. Okay, you can take down multiple dragons, but one giant will turn you into paste and send you to the moon.
Bro, that was a scary experience. Like, that giant won in all the smoke. He wanted all of it. He gave no fucks. That made it worse, right? He was sprinting at me. I wasn't sprinting at him. He was sprinting at me. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean,
and he
honestly, I think that
very quickly.
Think of it. That would actually kind of be a fun stream to do one of these days. Like, one life Skyrim. Play through Skyrim. You die. That's it.
The stream ends when I die.
Yeah, basically, like fucking stream ends. Like, if I'm a fucking idiot and get myself killed to death, like killed before the fucking prologue ends, that's it. Stream's over. Fucking 5 minutes.
That'll be some shit. Oh, thanks for coming, guys. No, I won't even do a outro. Nah, I'll just end the stream. Bam, gone. It would be more realistic that way.
Yeah. It's like, stream ends. Well, I'm dead. Bye, everybody. Stop broadcast.
Do a game stream. Yeah, it's been forever.
Oh, actually, speaking of
life
which,
happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. By the way, have you gotten your PC fixed up enough that we can play fucking Elden Ring yet?
We should be good because I know they stopped by to do something with the PC to make it run smoother.
All right, let's test that on Saturday a bit, and then we can start fresh on that because I do want to play Elden Ring, but I've been holding off on that. So
Oh,
let's do a
damn! I thought
test.
you already beat the game.
No, I've legit been holding back on that shit.
Okay, we can definitely do that then.
Yeah. So yeah, let's test it on Saturday, and then we'll see if we can arrange some kind of streaming schedule if it works.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say about the topic? Like, do you have a closing statement?
Uh, hmm. I guess final thing would be like they're absolutely reading from scripts and disseminating information that they want you to hear through basically every source of media entertainment. I honestly would not put it past them going beyond just the television and the like television, radio, Facebook pages. I even question books because I've seen evidence that popular sci-fi series from the past like Dune may have propaganda desires. So it's really hard these days to have that kind of idea. But do try to train up your pattern recognition so that you can see it when it happens. Because most of this stuff is going to go past you no matter how red pilled you are.
I completely agree with that. I agree with that 1,000,000% because really do underestimate the power or underestimate the influence of big media. Big media is one of the main reasons why Gaddafi was taken down. The ruler of, was it Libya?
I believe Libya, yeah.
It was mainly because of the media, gentlemen.
Same reason why Vietnam was lost. It was the media more than actual military might.
So keep that in mind when you're watching all these mainstream news and all this crazy shit. You really think they're telling you the entire truth? Think on that.
And honestly, I wouldn't even say trust us. Like we definitely would like it, and we hope that we earn it. But you need to view every piece of media, even random dudes on the internet, with that level of skepticism.
Agreed. You gotta do your own research. Look at multiple sources before you come up with your own conclusion, gentlemen, because the truth is never 100%, right? Because there's various factors that comes with it, especially, biased opinions and leaving out certain information that will make them look bad, etc. You got to think on that, gentlemen. That's the reason I haven't watched the mainstream news in I'll say 10 years. It's a waste of time. Yeah, they'll give you the broad topic of what's going on, but I'll guarantee you 9 times out of 10 they're not going to tell you the entire truth.
Honestly, they can't in the time frame that they give you. You really think you're going to get an in-depth understanding of a news story in a segment that lasts at most 3 minutes?
Exactly. Another example, gentlemen. Do you honestly believe WMDs were in Iraq? Just think on that, gentlemen. That's what the big news media was preaching for years. So we're going to end it here, y'all. It was a great 2 hours and 15 minutes of talking. I think that we dived in enough, right? Because we can go in a lot deeper, but my channel won't be here anymore.
Yeah, we can always go deeper until we awaken the terror within, i.e., Susan and her minions.
Yeah. The last thing you will hear from my mic is, why are there dudes in suits in my room?
We dug too greedily and too deep. They are coming.
Like, fuck that. Like the last thing you will hear is that a flashbang?
FBI, open up!
You know too much. Oh shit. But thank you, gentlemen, for joining. It was a great conversation. It was very chill today. Very simple discussion that I believe it was necessary. And will I have a stream tomorrow? I do not know, but if I do have a stream tomorrow, you guys will see it. But at the moment, I don't really have plans, you know. Oh, but hey, I'm almost at episode 200 of Yeetus' Thoughts. So once I hit episode 200, that's definitely going to be a big stream. I'm going to bring all the big dogs as guests. It's going to be great, glorious. But thank you guys for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed all the gems that we dropped on you today. And we are out. Peace.
Peace out, everyone.